where you're calling in from. Let's start. We have a few more minutes before we begin. We're going to give everybody about 2 to 3 more minutes to get on the line. We do like to start promptly. It is 7:30. But we're going to give everybody a few minutes just to say where you're calling from. Unmute your line. Just say where you're calling in from.
Marva in Toronto, Canada.
Welcome, Marva.
Him in the Bahamas. Him in the Bahamas.
Welcome, Kimberly from the Bahamas.
Carmen Blake Simpson from the Bahamas.
Welcome, Carmen from the Bahamas.
Laura Clinton from the Bahamas.
Welcome, Laura. Welcome.
Thank you.
Robert Green from the Bahamas.
Welcome, Robert. Pleasure to have you. Send those last minute texts out, get everybody on. They're going to want to know about today's topic. Of course, it's the microbiome. And of course, we have our hostess with the mostest out there. I see her there. She can unmute her line and take over whenever you're ready, my dear.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Rutan. You are awesome. How is Bahamas doing today?
Absolutely incredible, as always.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Know that you are a beautiful soul. Good night, everyone. Good night. It's my plum pleasing pleasure to be here on another Tuesday night, just to listen again to some of the most powerful information that we could ever learn. I know Mr. Campbell, Dr. Rutan, Dr. Denise, is waiting in the wings to just give it to us tonight. And I want to say welcome. Welcome from Jamaica. Welcome Bahamas. Welcome Trinidad. Welcome USA. Welcome St. Martin. Welcome St. Lucia. Welcome Trinidad. Welcome Bahamas. Wherever you are chiming in from this evening, I just want to say welcome to this call. I want you to get your pen and paper out, because we have Dr. Denise from Trinidad and Dr. Rutan tonight. Is going to take it away tonight. They're going to go deep into the microbiome tonight. You are going to hear information tonight, informations that you have never heard before. You are going to love yourself tonight. Informations that we're going to be receiving tonight, they will definitely save our lives. So guys, I just want to say welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wherever you are, zooming in from, and I'm seeing that we have persons on our YouTube. Welcome YouTube to our persons on YouTube. I'm not sure if that persons are on Facebook, but if we have a Facebook link out there too, we want to say welcome to everyone. And as Dr. Rutan said, it's not too late to just grab your phone and send the link to someone. And when you send it to them, just write a note below it. This is a life-changing opportunity as it relates to your health. So therefore, we have 36 persons online, which is actually a quorum based on, the amount of persons we have each week. But, you still have time just to call someone, call a family, call a friend, call your neighbor, call whomever you think should be listening, because a lot of us each day, we're living, but we don't understand the dynamics of what is happening in our bodies. We don't understand what we need to do to take care of this beautiful body that has been entrusted to us. And, when you come to these meetings, the informations that you take away, they are life-changing informations that will change your lives forever. So therefore tonight, we're going to be going deep. We're going to be soaking up information from these awesome presenters who are waiting in the wing. I know Dr. Denise is waiting in the wing. Dr. Rutan is waiting in the wing. Sir Clive is ready, as we would say in Jamaica, just like Freddie. So I'm going to give persons another 3 minutes. So within that time, I'm going to ask you again to open your mic, say who you are, and tell us where you're zooming in from. All right, go right ahead.
Aldria Ferguson from Nassau, Bahamas.
Nassau, Bahamas in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And how is Nassau doing today?
So far, I'm good. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm good.
Absolutely fantastic. Every day above hurt is a good one.
The BVI is in the house in the person of Ursuline.
Absolutely amazing, Ursuline. Thank you so much for joining us each and every week. Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you.
You're
Hello,
welcome.
my name is Marjorie Roll, calling from Nassau, Bahamas.
Nassau, Bahamas again. I'm loving it.
Roll.
I am up. Dr. Rutan, we are absolutely loving this. Bahamas in the house again. Nassau in the house. Amazing.
Glenda
Johnson.
from Anguilla.
Bahamas.
We have Anguilla in the house. Absolutely welcome, welcome, welcome. You still have some time to take out that cell phone and just send this link to a few more persons so that we can fill this call tonight. Because as I say to you again, informations that you will be receiving tonight, they will definitely change your lives.
Cheryl Johnson in the house, Nassau, Bahamas.
Cheryl Johnson, it's a plum pleasing pleasure to see you each week, girl. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Veronica in the house, Nassau, Bahamas.
Nassau, Bahamas. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this. Welcome again, Bahamas. Lovely. Thanks for joining us.
Maria Johnson in the house from Nassau.
Oh my God. It seems to me like I'm going to be moving over to Nassau, Bahamas.
Lydia
Like a
Adeline.
NASA takeover.
You just
yeah.
gonna be from Thailand and Bahamas.
It is a wow. No, this is a takeover. This is Dr. Rutan, what have you done?
Listen, we heard about the microbiome and all we want to know is no more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure that the information that we're going to receive tonight, wow, it's definitely going to be another life-changing night tonight. I see we have 54 persons and the time on my clock is saying 7:37. And
Hi, I'm Veronica from Jamaica.
Oh, thank you, Veronica. You saved the day. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
And where
welcome.
are you calling from, Veronica?
Clarendon.
Clarendon. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I just want to say welcome to you.
Hello, good night.
Yes, go right ahead.
Hello, good night. My name is Marva Richardson. I'm from Anguilla.
Wow, Marva, we have several Marva inside of this team. And I just want to say welcome. Welcome
Thank
to
you
this
very much.
amazing family. Welcome to this amazing opportunity. And welcome to these awesome 4 products that you're going to be hearing about tonight.
You also have Denzel Finley here from the Sunshine City of Portmore.
Portmore, Denzel in the house. Denzel is in the house. Absolutely. So now that we have Denzel from the Sunshine City of Portmore in Jamaica, we're going to ask Mr. Thousand just to mute all mic now so that we will just jump right into the evening.
Hello, good night. Good night.
Yes, go right ahead.
Robert Gardner from Nassau, Bahamas.
Robert, it's a plum pleasing pleasure to have you this evening too. So we are going to just go right into a prayer before we start. But again, I want to say to everyone, we have 55 persons on this call. When we can you just go ahead and mute all mic for me now, Mr. Thousand? Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Good night, everyone. Good night to those on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. You still have some time to get your friends out, your families out, your children, because the information that are going to be shared this evening is going to be definitely life-changing. I'm not seeing Dr. Denise online. Is Dr. Denise online now? I'm not seeing her. Let me see what happened here. Dr. Denise, are you there? Okay, I'm not seeing Dr. Denise as yet. I guess she will join us shortly. However, Mr. Denzel from Jamaica, I'm going to ask you, sir, to lead us into prayer. But before you do, I just want to say to the persons who are online, this is, as Christians, this is how we normally start our meeting. However, if you are a Rastafarian, enough respect. If you are an atheist, a lot of respect. If you are whatever religion you are, we just want to say to you that we appreciate you, we love you, And we're just going to ask you, just to be with us while we as Christians pray, because this is how we normally start our meetings. All right, Mr. Denzel out of Portmore in Jamaica, I'm going to ask you, sir, to just take us into prayer before we start. Can you unmute Mr. Denzel's mic, please? Are you able to unmute Mr. Denzel, Mr. Thousand? All right, I'm not sure what is happening there with Mr. Denzel. I see we have Pastor Williams here. Pastor Williams, are you able to take us into prayer, sir? Pastor
Bless
Michael
God.
Williams.
Bless God. Pleasant good night to everyone. We recognize all God in everything. The Bible says in all our ways acknowledge him and he would direct our path. Almighty God and everlasting Father, we thank you, God, for your word, oh God, that guides us, oh Father. And from your word, oh God, we recognize, oh God, that you said healing is the children's bread, Father. And you said the herbs of the herbs that you have created, oh God, are for the healing of the nation, my God. And so, Father, you created these plant-based products, oh God, for the healing, God, of our bodies, my God. And we thank you, God, for the company of Sankey, oh God, and that has now captured some of those things, oh Father, and put it in a particular way, oh God, that will benefit our bodies. And so guide us in our session today as we try to understand the microbiome, God. Guide all the presenters, guide all of the contributors, oh Father. Have your way, God, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Michael Williams. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And again, welcome. We have 59 persons online right now. We just want to say welcome again. Thank you for joining. Thanks to those on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. And as I said, you still have some time to call your friends, call your families, because the informations that are going to be shared this evening, it is definitely life-changing. It will be life-changing. So you don't want them to miss out on this opportunity, because it doesn't matter. And I continue to say these week after week, it doesn't matter the house you live in, how big it is. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter the car you drive. It doesn't matter the friends. It doesn't matter if you do not have health, you have absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, a lot of persons, sometimes they put the wealth before, they go hand in hand. Health and wealth goes hand in hand. But the truth is, if you don't have health, you will not be able to enjoy the wealth that you have. So these meetings each and every week is to ensure that we educate, right? Each and every one on this call and on YouTube, all around the world. And we are about, we are about to launch one of the biggest movement there is on the planet, which is the microbiome. Because from time to time, you will hear about the Cancer Society. You will hear about the Heart Foundation. You will hear about, the Diabetic Foundation. You would have never in my years on this earth, going to the doctor or anywhere, heard of a microbiome movement. And we are about to start a microbiome movement. And it will not just be a Caribbean movement. It is going to be a worldwide movement, because I'm sure many persons are online tonight who have never heard of the microbiome, never heard the purpose of it, never heard the effect and the effect that it have on our bodies. It is just since Sankey Global, and Mr. Campbell, I learn and I understand. And each week that I understand and I learn more, as Dr. Rutan said, we just want to get more. It's like the information is not enough. The calls are too short because the informations are powerful. And this is what is going to save us. Even as we fret, whether you are in Jamaica, Trinidad, Nassau, Bahamas, Anguilla, wherever you are, we are afraid right now because, we are on the cusp of getting, or some of us like myself, who is a frontline officer, we were told that we are the first persons who will be receiving the coronavirus vaccine. We don't know what it is. We don't know if our hands are going to be twisted behind us because a lot of us will have to take this vaccine because of the job that we are in. And I just want to say thank God tonight for this company, Sankey Global, the 4 fantastic products that this company have. Because even if we have to take it, we know for sure that we have the bulletproof. And the bulletproof tonight is the Asaki, it is the Inner 7, it is the Ballad, it is the Cranioid Fire, and it is the information that we are going to be getting tonight as it relates to our microbiome and how those microbiomes are going to help to protect us. But you know what? The microbiome cannot protect us if we do not treat our microbiome well. And this is what I hear coming out of Mr. Campbell each and every week, that we need to take care of those microbiome so that they in turn can take care of us. I see Mr. Campbell online now, and I know he's ready and raring to go. Mr. Campbell, can you open your mic? Let us hear you, sir.
Hey, Lady Bev, all persons from all our Caribbean islands representing USA, Canada, we welcome you in the house tonight. Thank you so much, Lady Bev.
Thank you so much, Mr. Campbell. And we know, you know, as I said, Mr. Campbell, we are in fear. I am not in so much fear, but I am concerned about what is going to happen, because we don't know, because you're hearing from one side that, you know, it is nothing to take these vaccinations, and you're hearing from another side that enough research has not been done, and you're hearing a whole lot of things all over the place. But sir, as I said before, we are resting assured that we have a company, we have a product with this fantastic company, Sankey Global, that I call it the bulletproof tonight, sir. That is definitely going to help us. So whatever they come with, we have the bulletproof. Because I mean, when the warriors go to war, they wear a bulletproof to help them. So our bulletproof tonight, sir, is to understand the body. Sir, you have been speaking about the microbiome week after week, months after months. Sir, it is in your DNA. It is, you know, when we listen to you each week, sir, we realize the passion, the love that you have for people, the love, the knowledge. And I know, Mr. Campbell, that you did not just get up, sir, overnight and know about the microbiome. It had to start somewhere. And based on what you saw, you recognize and realize that a lot of us, myself along with other persons that are online, you recognize that we did not understand, and you sought, sir, to get more knowledge so that you could share it with us. Sir, can you now tell us, give us a little knowledge of, you know, your journey as it relates to understanding the microbiome, and why did you think that it was so important that sir, you basically start a movement, and you are going to be taking this. Talk to us, sir, as it relates to where did you start to understand and learn about the microbiome, and what is so sweet in it, sir, that you think that you need to preach it on the mountaintop. Over to you, Mr. Campbell.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Lady Bev. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I was younger, I thought to myself that to how I see old people live and what happened to them and the demise, I didn't want to live to be an old person. I wanted to die at a reasonably young age, because I realized that when persons reach a certain age, they start to lose their memory. When persons reach a certain age, they might lose some of their limbs, as in the case of diabetes. Some lose 1 foot, some lose 2 legs, some lose even a hand. Other persons now, they are like babies, and the younger ones have to be even spoon feeding some of them for them to eat. In the evening, they lift them out of the bedroom, put them in the living room to get look at TV. Then later down in the evening, when it's cooler now, they lift them from the living room out into the garden area. They get some fresh air, and then they take them back in the room. What a vicious cycle. And I never thought I wanted to be such a burden to people. I didn't want to feel so sick, and I didn't want for people to look down on me, and for people to feel that I'm obligated to people to do things for me. But as I grew, and especially now, for the knowledge that we have received, that doesn't have to be my lot. As you often say, Bev, it doesn't mean that we have to get older kicking and screaming. We can age, and age gracefully. That is what this company, Sankey Global, is all about, providing products so we can age gracefully. And you'll be hearing about them pretty soon. Now, one of the things I have come to realizes that, as in the case of COVID-19, in which doctor and patient were learning about the virus together. So last year, in about March, February, March, April, when everything started to work out big times, the doctors said they don't know what to do. The authorities were saying they don't understand this. The governments were saying that boy, they're not in control. And I've seen presidents and prime ministers all across Europe. Sometimes they fall on the ground and they cry helplessly as they see thousands and thousands of their persons die and perish every single day, and the cases are on the rise. So just as in the case, in the same way, the microbiome, because of the computer and the internet, the very latest in research and scientific findings are being released out of the press every single day. So the thing is that the doctor is learning about it the same time the patient is learning about it, just the same way with COVID-19. And as a matter of fact, you might find it that as a patient of your doctor, you might even be the one to go to your doctor and start a conversation with your doctor about the microbiome, and then your doctor might be the one to start investigating it. Because, I mean, he or she is so busy trying to crunch the numbers, trying to keep their heads above the water, trying to serve people as many as possible, that they may not be aware of the latest scientific findings. So you may be the one to be kind enough to your doctor and enter into a conversation and say, hey, doc, is it true about this microbiome? Do I have a microbiome? And does it really affect our health in the way that I'm hearing? And this conversation could save your life, your doctor's life, and the life of hundreds, if not thousands of persons. So the microbiome, we believe, based upon what is saying these days, the microbiome has the potential to save more lives and impact more people than all the surgeries, drugs, and medical therapeutics combined. This is probably a big statement, but the microbiome is not small, ladies and gentlemen. What we are a part of is history in the making. We are molding history right in front of us every single day. So whereas we are told to depend on the scientists to find a vaccine to address COVID, all of us looking to see what they're coming with. About 4 or 5 different pharmaceutical companies come out with their own formula. And some you have to take a double dose. Some say ICOM is 1 dose, and nobody knows for sure what's going to happen 6 months from now, 6 years from now, when any side effects of those things may happen. But here's what's happening now. As it relates to the microbiome, this requires a more personal approach and self-care. We don't have to depend on any powers that be to take care of our own personal microbiome. We are the ones in charge. Our salvation is in our own hands. I heard Thomas Edison said something 100 years ago, the famous inventor Thomas Edison. The doctor of the future, he said, will give no medicine, but will instruct his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Thomas Edison said that insightfully 100 plus years ago. It does seem to me, ladies and gentlemen, that we have to be our own doctors. We have to take our health into our own hands. And based upon what we are now hearing, with what the microbiome does, we working along with our own microbiome has the potential to turn our health situations around. It doesn't matter if it is cancer. It doesn't matter if it is a heart attack you got and survived or a stroke you got and survived. It doesn't matter if it is Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or schizophrenia, or it is rheumatoid arthritis, hormonal imbalances, or some liver, kidney, lung problem, whatever it is. We are the ones in charge of our own lives. We are learning that if we were to take better care of our microbiome, and I know that some of us on this call, we're not young. You have been around for 40, 50, 60 or more years. And it's the first time in your life you're hearing about the microbiome. Your doctor never told you. The teacher at school never told you. The professor at the university where I went to did not tell you. But now it is coming out of every crevice of the medical scientific circle, every journal, every major university, all the big hospitals, all the big name doctors and scientists who is who. They are all talking about the microbiome and they are writing their books. The doctor that is a brain surgeon is writing his book in terms of telling you how the gut and brain relate together. That if the gut is damaged, the brain is damaged. If the brain is damaged, the gut is damaged. The same thing with the skin doctor. Your skin doctor is telling you that there is a correlation between what is happening in your gut microbiome and what is happening on your skin. So your rosacea, acne, eczema, dermatitis, contact dermatitis, whatever skin eruptions is tied into the fact that the gut is damaged, and that is the reason why your skin is damaged. If you were to take more care and knows how to fix a damaged gut, then your skin conditions will be taken care of. So we hear doctors now talking about how the gut bacteria relates to the vaginal bacteria and why women are having so many problems with their health. The gynecologists are having a trouble trying to keep up with all the different issues that are affecting women today. Ovarian cyst, polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, all kind of different conditions that are affecting women. And so many women are losing their breast, they are losing their womb, and it is happening almost so casually. The doctors just easily do it. Many women can't get pregnant and they wonder what on earth is happening. Dr. Denise, as she make her way to the call tonight, will be delving more into this topic. But ladies and gentlemen, the thing is that even if you trouble with sinusitis, there is a corresponding part in your gut that is damaged. And that is why you have sinus-related problems. So whatever your conditions are, it is now tied into the gut because many doctors are saying up to 98% of the functions of the body, the gut microbiome has its finger and hand all over it. So you might have heard or said already that the human body might be more like the hardware and the microbes, the software. Now, for persons who don't understand what to talk about when I say microbes, the research from 1990, the Human Genome Project, as among other things, told us that we have 10 trillion human cells inside of comprising our body. But we all now realize that we have 100 trillion microbial cells made up of bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea, even parasites. That makes up 100 trillion. And when it comes to the genes, our genes are outnumbered 100 to 1 in terms of these microbes. They run things. They control things in our body. And most of those microbes are dominated by the good bacteria. I didn't know I would live to say good bacteria because all we were taught all our lives is to find a way to destroy bacteria. You may have some good one, but they are focused with antibiotics on killing the bad one. And in doing so, we have damaged the good ones. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a period of human history that we are learning things that we did not know before, and we are better understanding ways in which to take better care of ourselves. So here we have it now. You have your human self and you have your microbial self. We have become pretty good at taking care of the human aspect of things. But now that we realize that we have different biomes in the body, we have to now go up the learning curve quickly to learn how to take care of microbes. Can you imagine that? The same ones you have been fighting. And even in your home, you might have antibiotics this, antiviral this, antibacterial soap, antibacterial spray, antibacterial different hand sanitizers. It's crazy. So we as human beings with now having so many microbes to take care of, we almost feel like a balloon living in the land of cactus. We have to be so careful. Something might juke us. Something might destroy us. Something might damage us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our responsibility. The better we are able to take care of these microorganisms is the best way we can take care of our health going forward. Now, we are not able to be very long tonight on this topic because we have Dr. Denise. Lady Bev, are you able to say if Dr. Denise is on the call as yet?
Well, I was looking to see if she's there, but I'm not seeing her. I'm not sure if she's on with her usual name. Dr.
Yes.
Denise, you are here. Yes, I'm seeing her. I'm seeing her. Yes, Sir Clive.
Okay.
As you said, Sir Clive, we are like balloons, living among cactus. I mean, that is big. I'm wondering if everybody understand, exactly, your terminology right there, because there's no way balloons can survive among cactus, because cactus have those little macas all over it.
Wow.
So the minute those balloons get there, it's, as a matter of fact, it bursts before it gets there. And as you said, we will die. We definitely are going to die. But there's absolutely no reason for us to die kicking and screaming, having these informations at our hand. And Dr. Denise is on the call now. And I want to say, I personally know Dr. Denise. She's an awesome individual.
Yes.
When you hear her speak tonight, then you're going to understand her knowledge. Trust me on that one, guys. I want to tell you, get your pen and your paper out. If you're going to be taping, start taping, because you're going to hear information out of this beautiful young woman that you have never heard before. We are like sisters. So I can tell you almost what you're going to hear tonight. Only thing is that I've seen her in action. She has worked on my body before, so I know her like that. Sir Clive.
Yes.
I am going to step out of the way of greatness and give you back this mic to bring none other than Dr. Denise to the floor to speak to us tonight about our microbiome.
Oh, thank you so much, Lady Bev. It is my plum pleasing pleasure, as I said, to introduce Dr. Denise. I've gotten the opportunity to know Dr. Denise now for a couple of years well now, and no one is more kind, no one is more gentle, no one is more knowledgeable, and no one understands the human body more in our circle than this gem of a doctor. She studies the blood. Say all you want to say with your mouth. When she's looking at your blood, she's seeing everything that you are saying or you are not saying.
That is true.
She understands the human body more than many persons that I know. And right now, as she speaks, she is going to be addressing the topic of how the vaginal microbiome is impacted by the gut microbiome, especially if the gut microbiome is damaged. What are the correlations? What are the implications? And she'll be speaking to women issues in a way that you might not have heard your OBGYN spoken of before. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to get out of the way of greatness, as Lady Bev said, and allow Dr. Denise to speak for a while, and then we'll move on to other things. Lady Denise, will you speak, please? Thank you.
Wow, wow. Great night, you all. Blessings to you all. I am so excited. I'm honored. I'm emotional. I had to, get some napkin there just now. My Queen Bev, my sister from another mother. Yes, she's right. And my awesome brother, Sir Clive. Still to meet yet. Folks, tonight you are in for a wonderful session tonight. My job tonight is just to touch a little bit on the vaginal microbiome. Are you hearing me clearly?
Loud and clear from my angle.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I can't help but bringing up, we are like a balloon in a cacti field, popping, I'm just listening and thinking about how these balloons are popping. And that's what is happening to our lives right now. We are popping our life, stunting our growth with all these things that I'm sure Master Clive could have started off, and Lady Bev earlier in the conversation. I apologize for not logging on sooner. I have been getting some internet difficulties of all days tonight. But anyway, the show must go on. So what we are looking at is the vaginal microbiome. Now, many of us have been hearing about the gut microbiome, which is the colony of bacteria living in our intestines, which can influence and which is influencing everything from your food choices down to your mental health. But many of us never hear such a thing as the vaginal microbiome. So let's go to starting. How does a person's microbiome start? I've been hearing these sessions with Master Clive for the past couple of weeks, and we really need to take pen to paper and really understand how our system and our body works. Our person's microbiome starts entirely, each and every one of us has an entirely unique network of microbiota that is generally determined by everyone's DNA. And guess what? A person is exposed to microorganisms as an infant during delivery in the birth canal and through the mother's breast milk. Ain't that amazing? The starting of all life. So we got it from our mom through our vaginal birth, through delivery, and we get all these wonderful bacteria that filters down through us as an infant. So let me start. All right, like the gut microbiome, the vaginal microbiome, although there is a lot going on in researching today, many don't really know, but we are just only beginning to understand what it is and the impact it has on our health. Actually, what is the vaginal microbiome exactly? It is made up of countless bacteria that has taken up residence in your body. And this may sound strange, but it's perfectly normal. Ladies, they are normal organisms that coexist symbiotically. Now, I might use some big words, but it means it working, with our body coexisting with you. And we coexist with non-pathogenics as well as pathogenic bacteria all the time. I'm covered in them, okay? But it means by non-pathogenic and pathogenic, it means we all live with these so-called good and bad bacteria in our bodies. And most of the time, these bad bacteria aren't actually harmful until something like extra stress, listen carefully, extra stress, see how simple, or an illness tips them over the edge. So that takes our microbiome out of whack one time. And as we go through the sessions, as I said, this is just introductory. So our vaginas have a mixture of bacteria in their microbiomes, all right? Research has shown that microbiomes dominate by a type of bacteria called the lactobacillus. And what that bacteria does, it breaks down lactase, which is our sugars in our body. And I will have to stray a little bit on this part here. See where it started? In the vagina, the bacteria in the vagina, in the microbiome, vaginal microbiome. Lactobacillus is a bacteria that breaks down sugars. Now, many women, Master Clive talk about women suffering with all sorts of female conditions like PCOS, endometriosis, having premature deliveries, births, babies are not, holding in the uterus and all of that. Do you know that bacteria actually helps, as it says, in the breaking down of sugars? And when women go through all of these issues, what the doctor give you? And I will say it, he gives you a tablet that regulates diabetes in your body, which is, some of them know it as glucophage, some of them know it as diamicron, and some other new names that they have come up with within recent times for the last 6 months. So keeping that in mind, this is how it impacts our health on the whole, all right? Aside from that whole lactobacillus dominant bacteria, we also know as I said, research is still ongoing, that they don't know how, listen to this carefully, they don't know what makes a healthy vaginal microbiome, but we know, who on this call knows, though they know how and what makes an unhealthy one. Ain't that amazing? They know everything about the unhealthy ones, but they don't know how to build the unhealthy ones, but they don't know how to get the healthy vaginal microbiome. But we all know this because it's an unlocking in our session as we speak. So bacterial vaginosis, which is a bacterial overgrowth in the vagina, happens when our vaginal microbiome gets out of balance. Women, we have all these sorts of issues, symptoms like itching, discomfort, fishy odors, all of these things. And guess what? When you go to your gyno, he gives you antibiotics. And they say it treats it easily. But do you know it just destroys your natural microbiome in your body? So they doesn't even know exactly. And that is research information, I'm telling you. Doctors don't know what exactly causes it. But they do know that you have risk factors, like many women like to douche and, having sex without condoms and so forth. I mean, this is a real touchy moment, but for all our ladies and our guys who care for their ladies and daughters, need to be on this call to hear this information. So studies have shown having an out of balance vaginal microbiome, it is associated with sexually transmitted infections and preterm birth and miscarriage for women who are pregnant. Research also on these associations is still somewhat inconclusive, but they are getting the facts down. Like the fact that women who haven't had sex can still get bacterial vaginosis, right? So these are the information that is being thrown back out to us. And I am telling you, I'm just touching on this for a moment. This subject tonight is just touching. So it's just whetting our appetite for later sessions that we are going to talk about. And I'll tell you what, keeping our vagina healthy doesn't take a lot of work, women. Our vaginas are pretty amazing. They are self-cleaning, resilient, and able to squeeze out a baby, all right? So there's one thing that we need to know. Definitely don't douche, and we can talk about that later on, because it's cleaning. Douching is basically cleaning out the inside of your vagina, which breaks it down to become acidic, because you do all sorts of different things you put in there to clean, and it can damage the vaginal microbiome, and you can have really breakage, scarring and different things that is going to, just cause inflammation and infection in that vaginal canal. Our vagina isn't dirty. As I said, all vaginas have a mild odor, but what breaks that down and brings it out of balance is when the pH goes off. All right. So if you have some of these issues that you think is more itching, unusual discharging, and so forth, you young women, you ladies, irregular bleeding, well, then you need to visit your doctor. Some of the things that we can do to fix the vaginal microbiome is eat less sugar and sweeteners for women who always have these issues there when the vaginal microbiome goes out of whack. Reduce stress, avoid taking antibiotics unnecessarily. Everything that happens, especially in our female world today, is an antibiotic you take, amoxicillin, a this, a that, a 200, a 250, you know, and it just damages and destroys our good bacteria. They have a saying, antibiotics is against life, probiotics is for life. So we have to get the balance there, exercise regularly and get enough sleep. That also affects, and we doesn't realize how much it affects our vaginal microbiome there. All of that, it starts from birth, people. It starts from life, the beginning of all life. And I have, I've heard Master Clive spoke about in the earlies about the C-section baby and a vaginal delivery baby. And it is an amazing study because vaginal delivery is associated with the newborn gut microbiota that suggests maternal vaginal source. When infants are born by vaginal delivery, they acquire the gut microbiota from their mother's vaginal microbiota. And what it says simply is that the infant is also colonized by all these good bacteria as they are birthing out of the vaginal canal. And they get all these wonderful, it's a whole lot of bacteria. I wouldn't go into naming them, but for a few, you know, they have or comprise of over 90% of this total microbiota in vaginally delivered breastfed infants in the first year of life. And this is where there is a strong correlation between the gut microbiota of newborns delivered vaginally and the microbial communities of the mother's vagina. And this is achieved through, well, what we will call in clinical terms, vertical transmission of microbiota from mother's vagina to infant gut. And contrast those babies who are born C-section, delivered neonates, has lesser microbial richness and diversity. And folks, this is documented research with underrepresentation of the Escherichia, which is the E. coli bacteria and other things that is dominated. So what they get a clinical microbiota, which when born C-section, because of course they will put the babies down to clean them and so forth, and they will get that clinical bacteria in them, which is bacteria and microbes that they can pick up from, you know, unsterilized surfaces. And that is where the breakdown happens. So C-section delivered infants have even shown non-maternal skin microbes. So what we are saying, folks, is that, I mean, I know some persons, they may have complications and has to go through C-section deliveries and so forth. But what can happen, and research is ongoing with these, is that now they have to inject the vaginal microbes, bacteria into the baby, or actually do some rubbing of that vaginal bacteria onto the baby's face at birth, so that they can at least get some of the, you know, harbor these amounts of bacteria to help them live a healthy and rich life. And we have seen, research has shown that a vertical mother to infant transmission of microbiota is important to host metabolism and immune development. Infants born by C-section are at increased risk of chronic immune disorders, including neonatal respiratory morbidity, bronchiolitis, respiratory syncytial virus infection, RSV, allergies consisting of asthma, hay fever, eczemas, laryngitis, gastroenteritis, IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, leukemia, neuroblastoma, boy, and the list goes on. Atopic dermatitis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, obesity, type 1 diabetes. And we are seeing these symptoms arising even at stages of persons who have been in their 40s, 50s, and now with all these strains that is happening in the world today with viruses, we are trying to understand why we are getting these sort of inflammation and diseases in a person. And it all goes back directly to birthing. All right. We have known this for quite some years, but now, as Master Clive has been saying, and Lady Bev, that now we are hearing microbiome bombing us all in our faces. It's all over the news. The doctors are now looking into it. I mean, this is research that has been ongoing, and we know about what the microbiome does. So when these developments start to happen, guess what's going to happen? There would be a decrease in the Th1, which is T cells that helps to build immunity into our bodies. And when this can't happen in these children, it leads to decreased antibody and cytokine production, meaning that the immune system overwhelms itself and the body doesn't have the strength or power to fight any diseases that may come into the system. Then it goes even more further to Th2, type 2 immune deficiencies and responses, because now it's overloaded. So there is inflammatory inactivation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Master Clive has been speaking about these, the endocrine system in our bodies and reducing all of these things, releasing hormones and cortisol. So what tends to happen? It reaches to a point where it's not even able to eradicate parasites and bacterial infections. So this is where, folks, we are at. So once we are able to identify what is the causes and what is the differentiation between how a microbiome works, every organ in our body is associated with a microbiome. And I think Master Clive is going to just, he talked about how much of the trillion of these microbiome that signal these cells, because they are actually cells that has to be signaled, in the human body. That's the genetic material of all the microbiomes. He spoke about the bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and all these other viruses and so forth that lives in the human body. So these genes, these number of genes in each cell, the microbiomes, the microbes in one person's microbiome is over 200 million. So folks, this is where we are at. He talked about the human genome, and we have to understand that at this point, it's how important it is to know and have these information, because if you don't know, you cannot treat, you cannot move forward to understanding why the body goes into these sort of, how I put it, illnesses or dis-ease, not a disease, but dis-ease within our system. So folks, tonight, I thank you for just giving you a little introduction of the vaginal microbiome. And I hope it has been, informative to you all. Back over to you, Sir Clive and Lady Bev.
Wow. Well, Dr. Denise, thank you so much for that eye-opener. I'm hoping that some lady or some male here tonight have a better appreciation for their body, what is happening, and find a handle in terms of how to deal with it. I know that there are persons who may have questions to ask, but we might facilitate 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the program for persons with questions for clarification. But right now, allow me, along with Dr. Denise, to invite Queen Dr. Ruth Ann Lightbourne of the Bahamas to come and to tell us about 4 powerful formulations that the Japanese have made over the last 50 years. to help us to deal with any dysbiosis, any imbalance that is taking place in our body at whatever level, and how we can move forward with a hope and take the bull by the horn, begin to be responsible for holding the handle of our lives and take back control. So I'm going to invite Dr. Ruth Ann, please come. Dr. Denise, please come and take us to these 4 products and any testimony that might result from there. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, King Clive. Yes, we are here to talk about these fantastic products. Dr. Denise, an amazing presentation. And in just finding pictures for tonight's information, like King Clive always says, like, this is something new. I went online and I saw like papers that were written in 2019, 2017, where doctors are now becoming so aware of the microbiome. And I'm talking like dozens and dozens of papers about how important the microbiome, I mean, from autoimmune to your T cells, to the B12, the making of B12 in the body. I was blown away, absolutely blown away by the information. But I can say to you guys, you know, don't believe anything we say. I always tell persons, do your research. You know, you don't have to listen to anything we're saying. It is out there. Like King Clive said, the information is now bombarding us. It is beating down the door, like Dr. Denise said, because now persons are becoming aware that this is what we need to be doing. This is important. And, you know, King Clive had it on week after week. So if you're new, you might have missed it. But the importance of making sure we're feeding the microbiome the right stuff. So here we have this fantastic 4 products that Dr. Denise is going to help me with. But the Hasaki, listen, this nourishes the microbiota with over 596 metabolites. I know that Dr. Lee Laney of the Cleveland Clinic, he's a part of Sankey Global. And I know one of the things that he often said, and him and his wife had invented many, many products, but he was amazed at 1, the molecular size of the product, and 2, that it was able to pass through the gastric acid and still do what it needed to do. That was his amazement. Like he said, he went and delved into the white paper because he wanted to see if the secret was in the white paper. But like he said, of course, they're not going to tell you everything. But because of the formulation of the Bovia that they created is just absolutely incredible, because his concept is that it turns up the flora if needed and turns it down if it doesn't. And that's where the intelligent force in these dynamic products comes in, but it also improves the protein absorption by 20%, increases the oxidation of fat, and provides energy to trillions, not 100, not 10, not 1, trillions of the mitochondria, which is the energy of our cells. So Dr. Denise, do you have anything to talk about our Hasaki?
Wow. Dr. Rutan, you said it all. As I said, it is just to add on to that, please, folks, Hasaki is just not a meal replacement. It's actually food for the body. And that is what I just want to, you know, inject here. It's food for the body. It optimizes the vitamins intake. It actually helps to improve your digestion. So it is food for the body, the gut.
Yeah, that you don't realize how important your gut is until you start learning about cellular nutrition and the microbiome. Right. Then you realize that, oh, if my gut isn't in order, I'm not in order at all.
That's true.
So the Hasaki, definitely, guys, we have it in vanilla and chocolate. They are both delicious, no matter what, you know, which way you take it. Like Queen Bev would tell you, man, you add your almond milk, you add your almonds, your nuts, whatever you want, your banana. Guys, what I do is I do with the vanilla, I add my almond milk, I add a banana, I also add some chaga, and man, I make a coffee that's not coffee out of my Hasaki, and it's absolutely delicious. It is a delicious shake. So we also have our Belage or Bel Age, or like we like to say, Beautiful Age. We like to call it the Sankey Storm, because when you drink this, you feel it. You literally feel it
in your body. And if you don't feel it within 24 hours, you need to drink some more because something's really going on in your system, because this reactivates our body's antioxidants and increases energy production naturally. So it steps it up a notch. It improves that blood circulation. It gets it going. You feel that percolating blood start moving. I know for me, initially, that was my first, what I should say, encounter with it. I felt the blood percolating through my fingertips. I also felt the blood starting to circulate through my legs where I had not walked in a while. And I could feel that tingling starting to move back through my blood vessels in my legs. And it increases hydration at the cellular level. So one of the things you will find is that when you start drinking the Belage, you got to put more water in, because now the cells are being hydrated. It's putting all this hydration and making sure it happens. Guys, this product is nanoparticle size. It permeates the eye wall barrier as well as the brain barrier. So for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, anxiety, depression, eye issues, this can permeate those barriers where many things can't, okay? And it has an ADS, which is our technology that's been created, which is considered to be an advanced delivery system. So Dr. Denise, anything else to add to that?
That is a bomb. Belage is a bomb. It's really, really a bomb. I just love that. When you see, I get all excited when I get a patient and I check their blood and I'm seeing all clumpy and lumpy and low oxygen and oxidation taking place, rot and rusting there inside that system. I say, hey, just mix one of that. Drink that warm. In 45 minutes, you see those cells oxygenated, floating around, lightly bumping off each other, then negatively charged. All the proteins, all the little fatty lipids in that blood terrain breaks down, and you just see nice, healthy, relaxed cells. Wow, it's food for me, food for me. It needs more of that. That is amazing in how fast that actually works, hit that blood barrier and get further into that cell, that mitochondrial life in that cell, and breaks down and start that circulation at micro circulation. I'm not talking about just, blood cells and what we are seeing, but you're seeing it at that micro level. Some persons start to feel tingling in places they never feel tingling before, and after that 45 minutes. So I'm telling you folks, no matter how beat up and bang up a body is and how inflamed it is, that Belage is hitting it at all levels.
So Dr. Denise, I want you to talk about the Inner Seven, because I know this is one of your babies. You love talking about the minerals inside this thing. So take it away and talk about this Inner Seven for us.
Oh my gosh, I just love these minerals, because the body is made up of minerals. And the Inner Seven actually that is another thing that I would, when I see a person who have had issues with parasites, they may have fatty liver content, they may have different things that you would see when you analyze that blood. And that Inner Seven, once you give that Inner Seven to drink, full concentrate Inner Seven, you can see how the body just relaxes, how those cells actually absorb that Inner Seven, because it's improved the transmit and increase feeling of lightness in that cell, in that body. And it also brings the pH back balance between 6.5 to 7. It actually helps supports that body fat burning system. We didn't realize how magnesium is so important in converting blood sugar to energy. And many persons who are diabetic, even using that Inner Seven for the first time, and they see it happen, how those those fatty lipids and the glucose just breaks down into that bloodstream. It also helps, is a natural anti-stress agent, folks. Although we see just 3 or 4 on the box labels, over 20 something silent partners inside there of your trace minerals in your body. The calcium, it actually helps to reduce your body's acidity. Do you know how potent calcium is? And many of us decide that, okay, we're just going along life, but calcium is not only important for strong bones and teeth, it also oxygenates the blood, build red blood cells, clean out the bone marrow, and helps oxygenate, strengthen blood vessels as well. there's another mineral in that, selenium, which has the effect on vitamin C to rejuvenate and protect microcirculation. So persons who have had varices of veins and all of these things, even, mental issues, fogginess of the brain and all of these things, fading eyes, inflammation and all of that, it actually helps to regenerate and protects microcirculation. The potassium also regulates the heart and muscle. Folks, if you have low potassium in your body and you start to feel, palpitations, anxiety effect, they call it angina pectoris. Many people doesn't even understand the meaning of what that is in terms of why their body starts to feel that way, nervous, anxiety, all of these things starting happening. You're feeling like, oh my gosh, you're having palpitations. It's not a heart attack, folks. It's just your minerals, your potassium is low. So when it is low, it causes your B levels, your B12s, which actually strengthens the hematocrit in the blood cells to give it oxygenation and to move through those thrombosis vessels, so it just pumps it up and it vasodilates. That is what selenium does. Potassium regulates the heart muscles and promotes smooth transitions of signals along the nerve endings. Persons who have had, osteochondrosis of the nerves, damaged nerves, the muscle interaction with bone and so forth, it starts to activate these nerve endings in the body. And when there is not enough blood flow is the electrical charge to the nerve. And if there is cutting off, you will have these things happening. You will start to feel pain and all of these things. So it is very important in helping to stimulate along the nerve endings. And the copper regulates blood cholesterol. Folks, you have everything in a 7. All right. Each mineral is essential for the proper functioning of the body. So I love the inner 7. If I don't have it, and folks, let me tell you something. I am a product of the product. Every one of these products I use on a daily basis. I make bombs. I do inner 7. I do Belage. I do Chrono 1 time. Then I have Hasaki as well. Sometimes 2 or 3 times for the day. If I'm on the go, I do 4 packets. So folks, this is very important in supporting our body systems. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan.
Yes, definitely. I know I have heard so many persons with the inner 7 with thyroid disorders and imbalance of the hormonal imbalances that this product has definitely assisted and aided them in just bringing it back to balance. You know, bringing, like you say, just that balance, having that balance in your body. I know for me, I pour up 2 Belage and an inner 7 in a cup of water, 16 ounces of water, and I drink that and I can feel my nerves calm down. When my nerves start to get excited and I can feel that pain tingling down my legs, and I know it's not just regular energy, I'm like, Belage and inner 7, and I can feel as it just calms it right back down and takes it back to 0. So I know, guys, these products are doing what they say they're supposed to do. So this Cronwy Fire, what about it, Dr. Denise, makes it so insanely crazy? Let's talk about the Cronwy Fire. Take it away.
Oh my God, insanely crazy. I love that. Cronwy Fire. As it says, it reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. Now, many of us, like myself at times, I get into this zone that I don't go work out or try to walk, so I like be lazy. But this is not for those who want to be lazy. Yeah? You can drink a Chrono at night and then burn the fat while you sleep. Yes, but the nice thing about it, it also has is gastric protection and antioxidation in the body. Actually, it improves the body regeneration at night by reducing the accumulation of fat in the abdominal area. Many of us, our girls, our guys, start to have these little extra, cushions around our waist area, and that is because of the accumulation of fat. Our body is not digesting as it should because of all the proteins and all the, slow enzymic function in our system, which will bring about a slow digestion to the gallbladder, pancreas, liver, and by extension, the spleen. So this actually helps in breaking down and controlling the cholesterol amount in the body. And as it said, it has ADS as well, advanced delivery system, that Dr. Rutan spoke about earlier, that allows the ingredients to lead directly to the site where they are effective, most effective in the body, the interior of these cells, you know, at the mitochondrial level. So it also increases thermogenesis to remove fatty tissues. Many of us who use it at night or sometimes for the first time, we start to feel our body heating up. It's because it's a heating process. It burns the fat while you sleep. And that's where mostly digestion takes place while we sleep. So many of us don't get between 10 to 3 o'clock in the morning sleep, which is very, you know, it's unhealthy, because that is the time when the body resets itself and the circadian rhythm goes back to rebalancing all the organs in the body. So while you sleep, all these things are happening, you know, silently in the body that you're not aware of. And it has all these, you know, ingredients that, you know, the black beans of the high quantity of both proteins and fibers help with the digestion process and blood sugar regulation. The rosemary extracts provide powerful antioxidants protection. And the olive leaves extract has been known to help with many issues with the liver. I've been using this Crenue together with the Inner 7 on persons who have genetic disorders when it comes to regulating the liver, that the liver is not producing all the IGLs, which is some big fancy words, but it's just enzymes function, and that can determine whether the liver is producing the enzymes to break down the glucose, the LDLs, the, you know, and all of these in the body. And it has been helping tremendously. Not too for persons who are diabetic type 1, type 2, it has been regulating juvenile diabetics as well. You know, I mean, the young ones are getting diabetes now because they're not as active as they used to be. Under 20, we're all home. So, you know, you're putting on the weight, the children are eating, they're not, you know, moving about. So it is very, very healthy for even your children to use as well. And this is what I love most about it. And the energy actually as it provides when your body, you know, is in that motion. Sometimes you get up and you're energized. Some persons, when they drink it at night, you get up and you feel healthy. You know, some persons, they get up in the morning and you feel like your stomach scraping and you're hungry and this. No, when you consume the Crenue at night, it gives easy digestion, it helps with the body, and it regulates while you sleep.
Wow. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Like you said, I do the concoctions. Mine is the Balage, the Inner 7, Crenue together, drink it down. I'll sometimes drink it hot. I'll drink it room temperature. I just take it all together, separate and apart, however I can get it in my body. And for instance, with the Balage, you can take up to 6 sticks. And the reason for that is everybody's, you know, recovery is at different levels. We do all have a body, but we're all at different levels. Like for me, I'm at, you know, more severe than what the normal individual would be. So I've been taking sometimes up to 4 or 5 packs of Balage per day, but now I don't have to take as much. And I know for the first like 3 months, I think I was taking about 4 to 5 packs. Now I can actually take 2 packs a day and I'm good. You know, I'm good.
Yes.
And so I have seen these products do exactly what we say they can do, which is reverse, recover, and restore on a daily basis. You know, the other day I was even holding a pen in my right hand, and it was up to yesterday, I was actually typing with my right hand, and I was like, wow, Ruthann, haven't you come far? Because before I couldn't even get my fingers to focus to get it on a key because my right arm had gone completely numb. And so now to feel life back in my fingertips, life back in my right arm, and right now, is it completely awake? No, it's on that verge of tingling and burning. Guys, listen, when my arm was going numb back in 2017, it took 7 months for it to go completely numb. And I used to be slapping my arm, throwing lotion on it, putting powder on it, doing all sorts of things, putting ice all over it. Guys, it used to drive me insane. And like I told my daughter the other day, I said, I know I'm grateful for these products, but my goodness, to now go back through the reversal, because that's what we have to understand. When our body, and Dr. Denise can speak to this, when our body is going through a healing process, which God created it to do, the reversal happens. And so the pathways have to reopen. And, you know, so sometimes we don't want to be taking all these pain pills because guess what? You don't know where your pain levels really are because you've shut down the pathways. You know, for me, I've been able to come off of 300 milligrams of tramadol, which is an opioid. You know, not many people can say that. I don't take prednisone anymore. Now I'm off of, I think, nearly 1,800 milligrams of gabapentin. I used to take 3,600 a day. You know,
Wow.
that's a lot of pain medications to numb your nerves. But I wanted to kind of feel my nerves because I want to know when I'm getting better, because you'll never know if you can't feel. So,
right.
you know, but we do have some questions, Dr. Denise, and we don't want to keep persons much longer. But some of the questions, one of the questions from Nikisha, and I hope I'm saying it right, she says, what can this do for me with stage 3 cancer? Can any of our products assist? I'm not sure what type of cancer because she's not specific, but she just says stage 3 cancer. How can we assist or aid in with our products? What are your thoughts?
First, to begin with, you would have to get on all the products, because according to what type of cancer it is, as you say, we don't know. She just said stage 3. It means that the body's immune system is now on overload, and these cells are now getting into the system, and it is not slowing down. So she would later down, we would have to, you know, maybe connect with her, or one of you guys connect with her to tell her how the dosages need to be taken. The Balaj, the inner 7 is most important. The Hasaki is going to start cleaning out that gut to restructure and rejuvenate and get back that microbiome in order to actually help with all those bad signal cells to get back the signals where it need to get, and the Chrono as well. It is going to help a lot. I've used it on my cancer patients here in Trinidad, and I'm getting amazing results, stage 4 cancer cases, because it is just restructuring. All we need is to just get those rogue cells back where it needs to be, healthy cells, and don't have an overstorm of the immune system, which is called a cytokine storm happening in the body, where your good cells is overriding by the bad cells, especially if the person is on chemo or radiation. Even more so, they have to be on those products, because I've had patients who are taking chemo as well as radiation, did not know, and they asked me if they can get onto the products. Yes, the inner 7 and the Balaj has been helping a female person of mine with lung cancer, and I can tell you she has been surviving, and she's very, very healthy at this point at stage 4.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I remember there was a lady that had severe colon cancer, and she had not been sleeping. And guys, when she called me, I remember, I think I even called King Clive about it. She was hollering on the phone to the point where my daughter, I had it on speaker, and my daughter thought it was me. She came running in the room, and I immediately, you know, said, well, I can offer this product. She's like, well, can you bring it hot? Because I told her that I drink the stuff hot and it gets in immediately. I took her Balaj, Inner 7, and Chrono. She had not slept in, I think, 3.5 weeks or more. She said she just couldn't sleep. The pain was just excruciating.
Wow. Yes.
Guys, I took it to her that afternoon, and I tried to call her at around 8 o'clock that night. I got scared when I didn't hear from her. I was like, oh, Lord, what happened to the lady? And so the following day, she called me and she was like, thank you. I have finally been able to sleep. She had knocked out and had a full night's rest because of it. And she said her pain had, you know, subsided. So she started drinking the Balaj, the Inner 7, and the Chrono hot, you know. So yes, the products are definitely there for you. We have a question about, you know, can these products be used instead of vitamins? And the same person asked, are these products good for sinus?
Oh, yes. Now, instead of vitamins, I wouldn't say use these products instead of taking vitamins, because some vitamins are, especially, you need certain B complexes in your body, but the body is made to produce your Bs and your T and B1s, B2, your B complexes, because those are water soluble vitamins that helps for digestion. But when a body's microbiome is correct and it's regulated, there would be no need, if our system is getting the right nutrition and supplement that it needs to get, so that you do not have to take a vitamin. And what these products does, especially the Inner 7 and the Balaj, it is going to correct those genetic coding that has gone rogue, as you would hear me saying, because at that cellular level, it will put back the nutrients and the coding back into those cells to produce these minerals and vitamins that the organs need to produce. So what we are really protecting is on organs and its function. And with sinus, sinus is just an allergy reaction where you're adding nodes, and because it affects the eyes, ears, nose and mouth. So any part that is inflamed is going to affect the air, is going to feel like you having, air puffiness in the head, the nose, congestion, throat, all of that. You might have a little form or sign of vertigo, dizziness, and so forth. Yes, it's because of the inflammation there. And the Inner 7 is very good for that, as well as the Crenu. What I suggest that you drink it warm so that it starts that, activation quickly into the system. Even though I would say sometimes you might just have a sinus problem, but that is not the root cause of the problem. So you may have to go on all 4 of the products to start the balance in the body.
Well, yeah, because I also want to tell persons, I remember when I first started, I took the Hasaki in the first week and I found that I had bloating in my stomach. And I was like, hold on, what's going on here? I don't want to take this no more. And so I stopped. And then I've been taking the Belage and everything, like I say, for the whole about a year and plus. And so then I went back on the Hasaki. And man, all I can tell y'all guys, I drink that Hasaki and I gotta go to the bathroom and I get a full bath. And it's like, oh my goodness. So trust me, when I tell y'all that has become my baby, because literally you drink that, it will pass through, it will clean out those intestinal tract. Make sure,
that's right.
What's not supposed to be happening. Now, I know Marva said 16 years ago, having massive period pains for the first 2 days of her cycle, or 16-year-old, I'm not sure, having massive period pains. Which product should she use? I know the Belage and the Inner 7 is amazing.
That's
for
right.
periods,
Yes.
like absolutely amazing for period pains. You give that to your daughters, adults, it does not matter, as long as you're a female. When you're dealing with the menstrual cycle, that will help. Of course, like she said, the potassium and magnesium inside that will definitely help in the Inner 7. So we have somebody that says, what about her friend that has diabetes? How will this help them? And which product, I guess?
Well, diabetes is really an issue that I would say all 3 organs, the gallbladder, pancreas, and the liver, is not producing the enzymes that it needs to break down your foods in 1 hour. You should break down your glucose in 1 hour. And if the body is not producing that lactase, we're going to have some issues. So the Crenu is better for using to break down the fatty lipids, because you would have a lot of those, and even you can get the carbs is going to store and turn into sugars as well in the body. So I believe the Crenu, if you want, in terms of cost, but I would rather you go on all 4 of the products. You must start on all 4, because it's like it says, reverse, recover, and restore. You're not dealing with one issue. Okay, I need to get diabetes down, but what is causing the diabetes is other things that is arising that is not regulating in the system. Low mineral content, magnesium, calcium, selenium, zinc, especially for males, prostate issues and so forth. And all of those things will cause, issues. It's like a catalyst effect. One affects the other. So we have to, start dealing with it in a holistic way.
Definitely. And then we have a question, and I know we can't take many more, and I know there's like 6 or 7, but there is a question that says shrinking fibroids and ovarian cysts. How can we assist? And then there's another question that talks about high cholesterol and what would be best for that. And there's a few more. If we can take them, we'll try.
Okay, well, in terms of the fibroids and ovarian, you answered that earlier on, Dr. Ruth, and the Belage and the Inner 7 and the Crenu as well, because women who have never had a period in their 40s, when they started to use the Belage, Inner 7 and the Crenu, and even started just, on the Hasaki just for cleaning out the gut, they actually started to see a period. Young girls who have had issues with not having a period started to come, who was, diagnosed with cysts and PCOS and all of that. So yes, now I have to say something here. We are taking these products as a supplement. It's a it's nutrition for the body. when the body is starved of nutrition, everything goes out of whack in a system. Now, it's according to the size of the fibroids that you have, because a lot of people tend to want to start using certain products and the fibroids are big like grapefruits and they are, oh my gosh, I need to get this drink. Sometimes it's almost to death, because having fibroids could cause certain health conditions that can be a challenge to you and it can also lead to death. So there are things that I would recommend from a clinical standpoint that, you should seek the advice of your doctors as well. If it has to be, surgically taken out, if it's that big of a mass, yes. But using the products is going to help you, because you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you start to bleed yourself out and you're not sure. So it's always advisable to work with your health practitioner when they are using these products. And if I may mention, Dr. Rutan, we are on what we would call here the PDR, which is physician's desk reference. I think these products are in that as well, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, ma'am. That's
right.
correct.
Great.
Yeah, so guys, what we can't take any more questions, so we apologize, but please get back to the person that brought you to this call. That is most important. And Bev, I don't know if you want to take us out. So back to you, Queen Bev.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Rutan. Wow, I am just listening. I'm just soaking up these information. Dr. Denise, as always, as usual, you are awesome. The informations that you shared tonight, wow, girl, I know you had it in you. But I mean, tell us that there will be a part 2, 3, 4, and 10. Because
of course, yes.
wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Denise. The knowledge was powerful. I mean, I learned so much tonight, because I thought that, with a vaginal birth or the other one, it would be just okay. Because I mean, as long as the baby born and the baby is healthy, I did not know that, but having persons like you and this call to, really and truly enlighten us, it is really amazing. And I just want to add my piece to these products as we, as Dr. Rutan said, we are here long. The Saki, guys, especially if you, parents with, whether I don't matter, it doesn't matter whether it's a young child or, they're teenagers. Sometime when you're trying to get your kids to take stuff that are good for them, they don't want to take it. But sometimes we have got to find creative and innovative ways in order to give it to them. So what I will say to you, make the sake into one of those smoothies. It tastes like ice cream. You can add any little thing to it. You can put a piece of banana. You can put a piece of papaya. You can put an apple, especially when you're on the go, as Dr. Denise said. And for those, I want you to do a research on chia seed. It's a very powerful, I'm grain. You could mix your asake in your cup, put some chia seed inside of it, allow it to stand for about 5 to 10 minutes. You will see those chia seeds start to swell. When you drink the asake, it's like a complete meal. All you want to drink after that is water and your ballad. So, and also especially for the men who do a lot of weightlifting, who do a lot of exercise, when you do mix, put your pumpkin seed, put your almond seed, put your sunflower seed, put a little oat, all of that in it. When you would have done that, you have an healthy breakfast without, we as Caribbean people, as a matter of fact, not even Caribbean, we love to eat a lot of dumpling and banana and yam. We start, and by you get to work at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you want to sleep. But I will tell you, after you do your exercise in the morning and you mix a lovely glass or two of a sake, I can tell you, you are ready for the day. And guys, again, over to the village, especially again for those persons with kids. Remember, sometimes it is really hard to give the kids these things. But what I realize, and especially for the persons who ask about, what can they help their children with, their 16-year-old with who's having terrible period on day 2. I have tried it with my daughter. I mixed the Malad and the Inner 7, and I put 2 jugs in the fridge, and I said to her, drink a glass every 2 hours. So she continued to drink it. So what happened to her during that time? She used the bathroom more. And she said, Mom, I realized that my urine is getting much clearer even during the period. You understand? And what she realized is that the pain was going, and the pain, I mean, so I can tell you, if you do that, and even for those parents who love to mix sweet drinks and put in your fridge, stop mixing the sweet drinks. Mix your Belage. If you don't want to put the Inner 7 in it, you can go ahead and mix the Belage alone. When it's cool, it's absolutely lovely. Get your ice, put it in your blender or your magic bullet. Make your smoothie, make your shake one more time again. Give to that child. All children love ice. I don't know no child. And I tried something this morning and it worked perfectly. I mixed the Asahi with the Belage because what it did, it gave it that tangy taste. I mean, I'm not sure if you have ever had those, what you call it, yogurt that have a tangy taste. When you mix the Asahi with the Belage, you get that pretty green and a tangy taste, and kids will also love it because I tried it. Over to the Inner 7. Guys, when you do your vegetable, stop putting regular salt on your vegetable. Just barely saute your vegetable and add your Inner 7 as the salt, because that is all the minerals you and your family need for the entire day. Also, when you make your boiled eggs, stop putting salt and black pepper on your egg. Just put some Inner 7. So guys, we're going to be having some sessions. I have at least 30 recipes that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm going to be in my kitchen. As a matter of fact, I make a banana bread last week, and I used some Belage and Prelude Fire in my banana bread, and it was really awesome. So guys, there's a whole lot of recipes that I will be coming up with so that you can, you can use these recipes, in your house, so that especially for the children, you will be able to give it to them. So guys, it has been an absolutely wonderful night. Sir Clive, I know you are standing there in the wing, and I know that there is other aspect of this company that we want to talk about, but I just want to bring you on, Sir Clive, just add your piece to Dr. Denise and Dr. Rutan, and even these wonderful menus that I talk about. So, Sir Clive, back over to you, sir.
Okay, Lady Bev, thank you so much for that mouthful. When I talk about that banana bread with the Prelude Fire and the Belage in it, it's like I was tasting it. Please, for the next trip around, let me know when you're going to do that. I'll make myself present. Now,
without a doubt, sir.
Thank you, Lady Denise. Thank you, Dr. Ruthan. Dr. Ruthan, would you want still for us to close this program and allow for persons who want to hear somewhat about the financial part of this to come back on, or do we forego that for tonight? What do you think?
No, we can give them 5 minutes, and if whoever's comfortable to listen in, if not, they can leave. This is an open door. You can stay and listen in, or you can absolutely log off now. And we're here to serve you, but we want persons to not only know that we have dynamic products, but we also have an incredible business model as well.
Oh, that's fine. Warren Buffett says, if you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work for people until you die. Ladies and gentlemen, this company, Sankey Global, has two systems. A system of nutrients to restore your body, reverse, recover, and restore, and a system that you can also help to fix your finances, especially in a COVID time when so many persons have lost their job or is not working as much as they used to. So we invite you in a minute's time to remain, while those who would like to leave because they don't have as much interest in this part of it, we understand. You really just want you to hear about the products, that's fine. And you can make your exit. While in a minute's time, we will continue to talk about the money. Queen Dr. Ruthan, please be on the standby in a minute's time.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, we always want to give shout out and show gratitude to those of our giants in the company. Mr. Arvida, what a man he is. Not as big as some men like Shaquille O'Neal, but inside of his body, he is as big. He has a heart as big as a lion. And he is a leader of this company, ladies and gentlemen. And when you join this company, I want you to know we have class, quality leadership that is leading the world in the charge in taking this information on the microbiome and the 4 fantastic products of this company to go to places. And also, we want to recognize Queen Dr. Helen Dele Hussein Clay. Her personality stands out above 1,000. She is just a charm of a person, beautiful human being. You would not believe looking at her. She has 9 kids. She knows how to take care of persons. And she is a part of this company, CSMO. And we are happy for her and the other leaders. So as we now have still 90 odd persons on the call, Queen Dr. Ellen, I know none other person that can show us the money. And I'm going to hand over to you and ask you to show us the money so that we might understand what we have, especially the compensation plan that is beefed up. Go ahead.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
He's super powered. But I wish I was Dr. Helen. This is just little old Dr. Ruth Ann. But definitely, guys, I want to tell you that we have 10 ways to win over here at Sankey Global. And yes, it is a business structure that we have. And one of the main ways is retail power. Every time somebody purchases from you, you're looking at about 60%, and it is online, meaning you don't have to, like, you know, back in the day, I'll never forget one of my mom's friends. I think he was in Amway, and he had just like a storage room full of Amway products. Like every time you turn around, there was this white thing that he would take out of his storage room to either wash the dishes or wash the clothes. But he had so many stuff. Well, here at Sankey Global, you don't have to purchase a whole pile of stuff if you don't want to. Why? Because one, we have pickup centers in Jamaica, Trinidad, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos. We ship all over the United States. We are going to be opening the Canada very, 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 very soon. It's like literally on the brink of being open. But persons can go directly to your website and order. And here at Sankey Global, every 3 customers, you're going to make $100. Every 3 customers. But not only are you going to make $100, the company is going to give you 2 boxes of products. So the customers can purchase 2 products, you know, whatever 2 they wish. And so every 3 customers that purchase 2 products, you are going to get $100, and it's unlimited. There is no like cap on it. So if you want to make $1,500 a week, go ahead. There is no limit on how much you can make. The choice is yours. Every 3 customers is that $100, and every 3 customers, you're going to get 2 boxes of free products. We have an individual in the States. All she does is this. She doesn't build a team. She's not into all of that. She literally believes in the product so much that I think she gets over 50 boxes of product per month and makes over $5,000 on retail only. Retail only, guys. That's all she's doing is retailing the product, okay? And yes, Roshane, we can't wait for Canada to be open. England too. England is on the make, and also Africa. So we are pushing and moving some boundaries and some borders here at Sankey Global. So it is happening. It definitely is happening. The next way that we like to say that we get paid here is our fast start bonus, and it's 90% of the point value of however that individual comes in to the company. So if they come on 100 point pack, which is the $2.99 pack, you're looking at making $90 every single time that happens. And it's 10% on indirect. So anybody that comes into the company and they bring in somebody, then you're going to make 10% on that, no matter how they come into the company with their first order. So that is a dynamic way of looking at people growing your business. Now we also, and these things are changing as I speak, because this compensation plan has just been enhanced. So things are getting even better and better. I know a new PowerPoint will be coming out with even greater what's happening in our company, but we have something called Binary Qualified now, which is our star bonus, where you get your 3 customers and your 2 journey pioneers to get on board with you. And approximately on a low end, this is a low end, guys, with those 3 customers, which I told you was $100, the 90%, which is the 45 on the 45 on a 50 point order, plus the star bonus, you're looking at making about $230 off this entire star. And this is unlimited as well. Second star will be 20% of the star bonus, which is $40 for every it was $40 for every 100 points. So now it'll be $20 for every 100 points after the second star. And with that, it's unlimited. Once again, you can do this over and over and over again, and there's no limit on how many you can do. Then we have our unlimited cycle pool bonus, guys. We are now creating a binary structure. We actually used to have a 4-legged structure, which is no longer. So now we have a binary, making it so super and simple, easy for persons to get started. So 50 points on the right, 50 points on the left, and you're looking to be paid up to about 10% on the cycle pool bonus that happens every single time. And this is unlimited as well. And so one thing I could tell you about Psyche bonus, everything is usually unlimited. This here, the Cycle Plus bonus, can go up to about $10,000, but based on its total. And so as you build in points, you will receive anywhere from $160 to $5,000 accumulated, and it grows. And as you can see, it's a staircase. We like to call it the staircase to success. And as that happens, you will make that 160, that 300, that 600. And yes, guys, we get paid weekly. And so it is accumulative bonuses. So it's not like, oh, this week you're only going to get paid this, and next week you're only going to get paid that. No, every week, as long as you're doing your part, whatever your part is in the business, you will see your business start to build. You will see your check coming in on a weekly basis. So that's what it's all about. And then we have unlimited check match bonus, which is 25% on all your directs that have come into the company with you based on what they earn. So whatever they earn, guys, you're going to make 25% on that. Where? Here at Psyche Global. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. You will be amazed at what our compensation plan does and how it looks and how you can work it. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, this is definitely the place to be if you're looking for not only a company that has dynamic products, but also a company that can show you how they can, share the money pool. We also have a fast track bonus as well as our duplicator pool bonus. And these are all bonuses that are being enhanced as we speak. And literally you can get up to 9% on a pool bonus for different, depending on which rank you hit. And then they're starting this fast track bonus where you will get anywhere from $180 all the way to $20,000, depending on what rank you hit. So if you were to hit gold rank in your first and second leadership period, you are going to make $700 on gold, which you can't beat. That is like super incredible. You will get that 1 week in your check. And then we have our lifestyle bonuses where you see our car bonuses with either choosing the Tesla or the Benz. You have rings, you have jackets, lapels, all sorts of different things happening here at Psyche Global as they consistently enhance and just make our compensation plan more and more. We're going to be having trips and incentives, of course, for depending on which rank you hit. It is literally going to blow your mind. So all I can say is, and this is the rank bonus I was telling you about, 9% pool bonus depending on what rank you hit, and our leadership periods. And we actually have 9 weeks, 8 to 9 weeks to actually create these ranks, which normally in other companies, you have a month to create your rank and that is it. No, here we have 8 to 9 weeks per session, which to me is amazing. So it allows you to, run as fast as you want and build your business as you go. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for getting on with us, and get back to the person that brought you to this call. If you are on YouTube, get back to the person that invited you to the call, invited you to YouTube. Get back with them. Let them know you are ready, because by now it's time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for what you have done. Nobody else could have done it better. But just the last 2 things to close, I want to suggest to some person that if you realize that you need to take better care of your body, and especially your microbiome with these Sankey products, and you don't believe that you have enough money to do it on a consistent basis, the suggestion is, why not do the business of Sankey? Earn from it, and use that earning to constantly take care of yourself and your microbiome. That is a suggestion that's made. If you believe it's worth the while, go for it. Secondly, and lastly, we are interested in starting a microbiome movement. Ladies and gentlemen, other persons from other Caribbean islands have not yet heard. Other persons have not heard in other states, in Canada and USA and other countries. Let us open the countries one by one, 2 by 2, and get this word out. anybody that take a charge in this regard, you can't count your money. You have to weigh your money. How about making more money while you sleep than they can spend while you are awake? Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to happen. We are the ones that God has unpicked to take this message to the nations. As Caribbean island folks, let us do it. I thank you. I'm going to close. Lady Bev, do I hand over to you or do I go with it? Okay, I think Lady Bev might be saying that go with it. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for the effort you have made to be on the call. Next week, we'll be here again live and direct. The Lord spare our lives. And let us take care of ourselves in the midst of the COVID and take care of your family. God bless you and take care.
Good night, everyone. Thanks. Excellent presentation.
Bless you, Reverend.
Blessings all.
Bless you too.
Good night.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night.
Good night, friends.
Night, everybody.
Yes, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, take care of yourself now. Night, night.
Good night to all. Wonderful
Yeah.
presentation.
Bless you. You're kind. Thanks for being here.